This is the beautiful island of Arran in the Firth of Clyde. Normally easily accessible by ferry, but not so much in recent years due to the delay in taking delivery of the new Calmac ferry, MV Glen Sannox. The residents and businesses of Arran have been very patient. The full saga of the Glen Sannox is long and complicated. I'll try to abbreviate it whilst we enjoy the early morning sailing from Brodick. When I looked at the internet today, the first question on Google was, will the Glen Sannox ever sail? Well, yes, it's finally here, but that shows the level of doubt that has existed over the last few years. This is the saga in a nutshell. 10 years ago, a tender went out for 2 new ferries to replace the ageing vessels serving Arran. Numerous bids came in, but the tender was won by Ferguson Marine, the only Scottish bidder. Very quickly, the problems started. In brief, the banks would not back Ferguson, so the Scottish Government stepped in. In 2019, however, Ferguson went bust, leaving huge debts and an unfinished vessel. The vessel was completed by a new nationalised company called Ferguson Marine Port of Glasgow Limited. All the while, costs spiralled and the islanders made do with reduced services. Calmac finally received the ship on the 21st of November 2024, and it entered service in early January 2025, literally a few days ago as I make this film. Nearly 7 years later than scheduled. This is why it became known as the ferry fiasco in the media. Eye-watering, isn't it? With the sister vessel, Glen Rosa, still to appear, the second vessel on the Arran route currently is the far smaller MV Alfred catamaran, on loan from its usual route across the Pentland Firth to Orkney. But that's enough of the saga. Now let's focus on why this vessel is such a great leap forward for Calmac.
You say you don't know where.
She is Calmac's first dual-fuel vessel, meaning that she can operate on either marine gas oil or liquefied natural gas. LNG is a far cleaner fuel. In fact, she is the first LNG ferry to be built in Scotland, which is a proud achievement for the Ferguson shipyard, despite the problems along the way. The vessel also provides a great passenger experience and, most importantly, of course, a first-class breakfast. It's hard to beat Calmac's Scottish vegetarian breakfast. But there is another problem. For decades, the Arran route has been between Brodick and Ardrossan on the mainland. But the Glen Sannox is too big for Ardrossan Harbour. So that is complicated. Ardrossan is not only the shorter route, but it's closer to Glasgow and has a dedicated harbour railway station. It's a long story, but basically the new vessels need a substantial upgrade in the harbour facilities. Who should bear the cost of that has become a political football, and for the moment, despite protests from the islanders to save Ardrossan Harbour, the ferry to Arran now arrives and departs from Troon, meaning there are only 6 return sailings rather than 10 due to the longer distance. The impact on Arran and Ardrossan is severe. A community-driven group has launched a Save Ardrossan Harbour petition. You can find out more from their Facebook page. I truly wish them well with their campaign. The Glen Sannox has arrived, but this saga is far from over.
Lost in your